So I was just chilling out, partaking in some green medicine, you know what I mean? Some cannabis, some cannabinoids. Don't worry, I have a medical card. But anyway, I came across Alexee Trevizo. I don't know if y'all remember. It's the girl who threw her baby away. She threw that shit in the trash and came out the hospital. So we're going to see basically the revealed footage of all the nurses that walked in on this girl right afterwards. And let me tell you, it's crazy. These nurses are seasoned. You know what I mean? They go through the grime. They go through all the shit because one of my friends is a nurse and he has to take care of all the shit that the doctors don't handle. Now, they're going to tell you some stuff. Let's get straight into it. I'm not even going to hold you any longer. Let's get into it. Get your your situation together. I got my cranberry juice and the joint to help my wrist because I be flipping them pots and man, my wrist be killing me sometimes. Let's get this.
It's what seasoned medical professionals called a comparing this crime scene to a horror movie. Brand new body camera captures the unsettling aftermath when a high schooler gave birth in an emergency room bathroom, allegedly killing her newborn son.
I've never, ever seen a reaction like that girl.
On January 27th, 19-year-old Alexee Trevizo was admitted to an Artesia, New Mexico emergency room after complaining of back pain. Her newborn son was later found stuffed inside a trash can in a bloody bathroom she had just used. The high school senior was charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence before her graduation.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
Long Crime Network.
This girl, I don't know what to say. She's a senior. God damn it. You're an adult, bro. Get it together. You're hiding your pregnancy from your mom? I mean, how long is your mom going to be mad at you? For like a week? For 4 days? After that? I mean, I've seen it time and time again. Your mother can't stay mad at you after a certain amount of time. You're pregnant. You have a child. And it's now for her as well. That's her grandchild. Like, what the fuck? What did you think was going to happen? She was going to kill you? She was going to put you on punishment forever? You're a grown-ass woman. That's what this little dumbass didn't realize. That's what dumb doesn't fail to realize. You waited all this time. You didn't handle business when you could have the baby. Drop it off at the fire station, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
First brought you the chilling body camera video last month when medical professionals confronted Trevizo about the baby.
See, I told you about this.
And what kind of a fucking response is that? Lexi, I told you about this. Like, bitch, I would be out here. Anyways, the mom is out here looking suspect as fuck too. Like, what goes on in this household is the question.
I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. It was not crying.
We're not even talking about the baby right now.
What did you do to it?
Okay.
Now we're hearing from medical staff who uncovered the gruesome scene after she gave birth.
When I went in there, it was a bloody massacre.
Body camera video shows police officers speaking with medical staff who worked the night Trevizo was admitted into the ER.
She said she needed to go have a bowel movement, and that's kind of when the whole thing happened.
Hospital
She says she needs to go take a shit, and look at her. She's grabbing her ass cheeks like it's really running right there. But hey, it's not the shit that's talking. That's crazy. I wonder about the validity to that. Like, oh, I felt like I needed to poop. I think contractions and shit cramps are different, but the women out there who have babies, let me know. Is there a similarity? I don't think you can mistake the two. But the defense on this one is going to be crazy.
Surveillance video shows Trevizo leave her patient room at 1:38 a.m., waddling toward the bathroom while clutching her back. Trevizo remains in the bathroom for 19 minutes as multiple people check on her.
I knocked on the door and I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes, I'm fine.
I'm just having a hard time going to the bathroom, is what she replied. So I was
Nah.
like, okay.
At some point, I went and kind of checked on her.
She's literally having a hard time having the baby. And that shows the strength that this little girl got. She's like, hey, we having this shit right now. No exceptions. Like,
Knocked on
bruh.
the door, seeing if she needed anything. She denied. She said she didn't need anything.
Did you hear anything?
I didn't hear anything.
Flush, toilet flush?
Yes, after a while, I started hearing. So I probably checked on her 2 to 3 times. I'm not exactly sure. And then I just kept hearing paper towel dispenser and flushing and like the water running. And I knocked again. Did she need anything? Denied anything. And then eventually it got to a point where I said, you need to come out. And I asked the clerk to get the key to unlock the door, because obviously she locked the door to go to the restroom. And whenever we finally had the key to unlock it, she opened it and just kind of walked out.
So 20 minutes. Is that too long for public restroom use? It's not even public because it's a single bathroom. So it's kind of like you're by yourself. I don't know. Shit, man. I guess it's the 5-minute rule or something, because I'd be taking 10 minutes in my own bathroom. I don't use public bathrooms, but like I'd be taking a little 10, 15, you know what I mean? Like shit on the phone, you know? Shit.
Did she say anything at that
She didn't
point?
say anything. She was just looking kind of straight past me and went back to the room.
Surveillance video captures that moment as Trevizo leaves the bathroom and heads back to the patient
Look
room.
at how the
It
doctor's
was
looking
then
at
that
her.
hospital staff got a look at the bloody bathroom for the first time.
And all I saw was like blood everywhere, like on the walls, on the toilet. It just looked like a horror film.
Police speak to
Jeez.
multiple people who saw the bathroom, describing fresh blood on the walls, floor, and near the toilet.
The toilet's right here where you're at, and then the sink's right here. It was like up this way, blood splatter.
What if,
Like,
In your line of work, what would cause that kind of splatter?
I think something that got pulled out or ripped. Like if you ripped something and blood just went, it was like.
You know what she's implying, right? You guys hit me with what she's implying. It's like something just got ripped out. Just like, you know, ripped. Like, that's that umbilical cord. This girl was out here like a gladiator, just ripping through umbilical cords and shit. And that motherfucker's like, it's like this thick. Like, okay, all right, nah. It's like this thick. What did she use to cut it, bro?
Like once you see the photo, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just.
so like you say, like rip, like something went like that?
Yeah, like when you rip something, or if you cut something and you go, like you swing your hand and blood just splatters.
Okay, so
That's how it looked.
oh, so this was fresh to you.
Yes, this blood was fresh. You
And-
could even smell it.
We didn't know what this blood was from. We were a little concerned that maybe she had, known that we were gonna figure it out and that she might have harmed herself or something in the restroom, so the doc wanted to go check her, but obviously that wasn't the case.
Unclear as to what had happened, other nursing staff care for Trevizo, believing she had a miscarriage.
Oh, she came out of the restroom. There was a little trail of blood from the bathroom back to her room.
I like how she got low in tone. There was a trail of blood leading back to the room. Like, sweetheart, you're a nurse. You can say it. Like, what are we talking about? This girl. Now, I would think it was a miscarriage, too. Like, she came in all, back pain. Okay, maybe she went into a early, like, type labor, had a miscarriage. I don't know how it works, but it wasn't a miscarriage.
Went to her room. I went to get her undressed. The doctor came in, explained to her that she had a miscarriage. Her and her mom had a back and forth about it.
The doctor said she had a miscarriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said it seems, essentially, like, I'm not sure the exact words, so it was a few months ago, but she said, it seems that you've suffered from a miscarriage, which didn't seem totally abnormal. It seemed awful miscarriages before they were very bloody. And so...
Was she bloody?
Mm-hmm.
Like
And then
her
there was,
legs? And
yeah, she had blood all down her legs, and then there was, like, blood in the bathroom everywhere, so...
Where exactly was the blood and how much?
It was a good amount. It was, like, on the floor.
Minutes later, cleaning staff arrived to wash up the bathroom.
I was
Oh,
called.
everybody was like, oh, it was like a massacre. This woman over here, she was like, it was a good amount. It was like on the floor. She's seen some shit. I think those other nurses are newer, but that girl, she was like, it was on the floor, you know, just a little blood. Like she's seen some shit. I could tell you that she has more than 5 years in that shit for sure.
And to go clean the patient's bathroom in ER around, I can't, maybe 2 o'clock or so, I think it was the time, I'm not too sure. So when I went in there, it was a gory, bloody massacre mess.
See?
Could you describe it if possible?
Yeah, there was blood everywhere.
See?
There was blood on the floor, on the wall.
Do you remember which wall?
The one behind the toilet, and then the one on the side, right here. You know, there's the one where the toilet sits, back of that.
Yeah.
And then on the side.
Where the call button is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the floor, everywhere.
After cleaning the entire bathroom twice, the cleaner grabbed the trash bag to toss it away. That's when she discovered the new.
When I went to go through the trash.
Wow, to be real, not to like support Trevizo, but if she really wanted to get away with this shit, all she needed to do was figure out how to make that baby disappear, and she would have been written down as a miscarriage. Imagine going through life, right? You're 40 now, and you have kids and shit, and all the way back in your closet is a baby that you just ripped out of your body and killed, and just that's pretty wild. I think it's better she got caught, because you know she's not going to jail forever. I'll tell you right now, whatever defense she gets, mom looks like she has a little money. She's not going to jail forever. She's taking a few years. She's gonna take some years, but she's coming out. I'll guarantee you that much. And I think that's the best way, because her soul at least can feel some sort of like repentance, because if she went and didn't suffer anything for that, her like, it would have fucked her mind up, I feel like. You know what I mean?
I felt that when I picked up the trash and I looked in it, there was trash in it, but I knew that didn't feel like when I picked it up it was some weight, so I thought it was the trash bags, because we put the trash bags on the bottom. Mm-hmm. And so I started getting the trash out, and then when I did that, I seen that there was a baby in there, and that's when I freaked out, and I called Lori and HT, or the nurses up front, and because there was a baby in the trash. And the baby, when I looked at it, the baby was wrapped up like in like in the bottom of the trash can, and with trash on top of it. And the trash bag.
And so how did you see it, like as soon as you picked it up?
No, after I picked up the trash bag that was on top,
okay,
where they were throwing the trash at, when I picked that up to change it, that's when I noticed that there was, when I seen the baby.
You like describe the baby?
Yeah, he was about like that big. He had hair.
Oh my
God. He was like purplish, but still not like pink. I don't know how to describe it. He was like, he wasn't bruised or nothing like that, and he was like purple, pink skin type color.
The cleaner then calls for a nurse who describes the disturbing moment the infant was discovered.
And then when I picked it up, that's when I noticed it even more, because all I saw was black and purple. But once we picked it up, like the bag suctioned to his face. And that's when I yelled for my charge nurse, which was HT. And I told him, hey, she put her in the trash can. So I handed the baby to him. And he took off to the trauma room and opened up the bag. And then that's when we went and got Dr. Vasquez.
Police then hear from the nurse in charge, who says it was clear early on that the newborn was dead.
I go in the bathroom and she goes, something's in the trash can. I'm like, I looked in there, there's a clean liner. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes,
before we even go further, his hat says Marines.
pick it up. I picked it, I could feel the weight. I knew then we had a serious problem. I just grabbed the trash can and went right across the hall into trauma 2. The liner was pulled out, but there was another trash bag in there in the bottom, but it was all it was rolled up. So I had to tear it apart. And then, of course, I saw the baby in there. So I pulled the baby out, got him on the bed, checked for signs of life. There was absolutely no life whatsoever. I immediately came out of there after I did that, went into the room where she was performing the vaginal exam, and I immediately told her, you have to come out now. And she came out and we went into trauma 2 and she reassessed the baby. At that time, between me and Chris and her, we determined, there was no reason for us to begin any life saving. The baby was completely gone.
Another nurse recalls the same moments.
And could you tell if the baby was alive or
They did
passed?
not look alive.
They did look
They
alive.
not look. They looked. But also, I think the time that passed since she left the bathroom and it being in the bag, it was just
How long do you think that was?
maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. I just have a guess. I don't know. We brought the baby up. We called the doctor, obviously, out of the room from her exam, and we came in, kind of, doc assessed the baby and, basically determined it was not viable to completely work the baby and all of that. So.
That nurse tells officers he believes Trevizo knew she was pregnant and wanted to hide it from medical staff.
It seemed like we were being just deceived from the beginning, but that's just my take on it. It seemed like she was very manipulative with us, and it was at least what it seemed like to me. She didn't want you to discover, that she was pregnant, and she wore really baggy.
Well, yeah, no shit. And look at her clothes. She was wearing that like t-shirt, that orange t-shirt. Like, what do you expect? She's trying to hide the shit out of it. So I guess they kept checking on her because they suspected she was pregnant. So they're trying to check on her, make sure nothing like happens. They're treating her as somebody who's never had care her entire term of pregnancy. And yeah, she just took him out. Crazy. So that really gives prosecutors something to work with. There was intent to hide it. She didn't try to help the baby after she had it. Nothing like that.
Clothing. Yeah, and she wouldn't sit still for you. I'm sure she was very uncomfortable too, but yeah, she wouldn't allow you to do it.
It seemed like she'd been trying to hide this pregnancy from her mother for some time. Mm-hmm. So if you know you're pregnant, you're not going to continue taking birth control pills. But if you're trying to hide it, you might start taking weight loss medications. That's just kind of what it seemed like in my head.
Other staff described the lengths Trevizo allegedly went to keep her pregnancy and birth a secret.
The umbilical cord looked like an animal had tore it apart. Like, how, have you ever eaten string cheese? Mm-hmm. Like, when you twist it, that's how the bottom of the umbilical cord looked. And I just remember it caught my eye and I was like, God, I was like, this chick really ripped this thing apart.
After this, medical
That's
staff called
fucking wild, bro. That's the wildest thing about this entire case. She ripped that fucking umbilical cord. I wonder if she used her teeth, and broke that shit open. That's crazy. That's a crazy scene to think about. That's all I could think about, though.
Police and alert Trevizo about their discovery.
I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And that thing was crying. It came out with nothing.
And then I went in there to talk to the patient and asked her why was the baby in the trash can.
And what did she say?
She said that it just came out of her and she didn't know what to do.
And I said, did your baby take at least one breath when it first happened, or did it take at least one breath, or was it not breathing? And then she kind of looked at me in the face and the eyes, and she was like, well, can I tell you? And I said, tell me what? And she said, so I've been having this bad abdominal pain, she said, and we came here to the ER, and when they brought me back here to this room, I felt like I needed to go poop. She said,
see, this is the part where I think she might be kind of not lying. That's why I want to know if you guys, if the same feeling applies, because I thought contraction pains feel completely different. So I thought it was completely false. I thought she was lying. But now this nurse is saying that, again, she's reiterating that, yeah, she felt like she needs to go poop, abdominal pain, and then the baby comes out. Like, what?
and I asked if I could go to the bathroom. She said, and so when they said, yeah, that I could go to the bathroom, she said when I sat on the toilet, she said it just all fell out. And she said, but when I had it in my arms, it wasn't breathing, it wasn't moving. And so, of course, you want to be very, very judgmental at that time, and you have to bite your tongue sometimes, but You know, my first reaction was like, I wanted to say, hey, well, then why wouldn't you call us for help? But I didn't. She said, he wasn't moving, he wasn't breathing.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the main witness that the defense is going to use. This testimony, I guarantee you, she's going to show up. They're going to, I don't know what you call it. They're going to indict her. I don't think that's the word. They're going to make her come to court. She's going to testify, and they're going to use her the most for the defense. Promise you.
So I just placed him in there.
Nurses who spoke with Trevizo after the baby was discovered say she never asked about him. Instead, they say she was more concerned that she would get in trouble with her mother about him. Instead, after the baby was...
So I just placed him in there.
Nurses who spoke with Trevizo after the baby was discovered say she never asked about him. Instead, they say she was more concerned that she would get in trouble with her mother.
Did they have any comments?
Not one.
Really?
I was really surprised. Not one person asked me about the baby. If it was alive, if it was dead, if it was a boy, if it was a girl. No one asked me anything. Not even, she didn't even ask. No.
See, and he's pointing out no one asked me anything. No one asked me anything. Not even the mom. You know what I mean? The mom is just no. The mom's not like the daughter. The daughter's just like the mom. I want to know what the mom did when she was 18 that we don't know about. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't ask. And when they told her the baby was dead, she got mad at her daughter. Not about like, oh my God, the baby's dead. What? No. Lexi, I told you about like, bro.
No, she didn't ask. The only thing she started doing was crying and started talking about she didn't know what to do. Not one.
I'm not even that concerned about Alexee at this point. I want to know what the mom is all about. That lady has some demons and some skeletons in the closet for sure.
I've never seen I've delivered multiple babies and I've seen multiple miscarriages and I've never seen a reaction like that. And I don't even know what to say about that. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
How would you describe the reaction?
I think there was no emotion except for herself, and she really wasn't even crying tears. She was just, and the only thing she was upset about was that I think she was going to be in trouble with her mother.
She didn't say anything about what had happened. Mm-hmm. She was just essentially worried that she was just going to get in trouble.
So that's what I mean. Were those the questions she was asking?
Mm-hmm. Like what's going to happen to me? Like that kind of thing.
Did she ever ask about the baby?
No.
Not once.
Damn.
She essentially was scared. She was worried that she was going to get in trouble.
She's in trouble. Don't worry. Not with your mom, neither. With the state. You know what I mean? You're in trouble with the whole state.
Back and forth with her mother. That was just about like... they had said... Oh, the mom was upset because she had had sex and hadn't told her. So they were going back and forth on that, and then she was just denying it, which was a little out of the... wasn't really deniable at that point in time.
Right.
So the patient was denying having sex at this point to her mom?
Yeah, she was trying to state that she was still a virgin.
After she came in from the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Others believe Trevizo knew she was up to no good.
She definitely knew what she was doing, and what was doing was wrong because of the way she was talking to me, just stating, I didn't realize I was pregnant, and, but I'm taking birth control, so, she was panicked, but, I didn't see her being in a state of mind where she did not know what she was doing.
She's consciously hiding this, probably consciously trying to get rid of it, taking all types of crazy shit. Like, bro, I don't know what to say, man. She just did not use her head. There's a thing called the internet. Figure out what to do, and not illegal things, like viable options. And tell your mom. The fuck?
Staff members say the incident is not one they will soon forget.
When there's like one or two things in the wastebasket, I usually pick it up and take it out, but I didn't that night. And then, I've been kicking myself on this because I feel like, if I would have just taken it out, I would have seen it.
Well, no one prepares for that type of thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Most people don't act like that. So don't blame yourself for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a natural thing to do.
I mean, it's just hard because I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I've dealt with death before, but never like this.
Right.
You know, like, it was horrible.
I'm just going to tell you this. I've never, ever seen a reaction like that girl. I don't even know what to say about it. There was zero emotion. I don't even know what to say. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen women that are only married, or not married, but pregnant for 6 weeks, and they lose that baby, and they're a mess. You know what I mean? That girl went in that bathroom, made no sounds at all, and the baby came out of her.
Damn. No, that's what I'm saying. No, now that's what I'm saying. What if the baby was actually dead, like when it came out of her? What if she... Now, it's really hard to tell because she didn't tell nobody. I wish she told somebody, but what if, just what if the trial's it's gonna be crazy.
And I don't even know how she functioned that way to do what she did and with no emotion. I've never seen anything like it.
And it was a pretty good sized baby. Pretty good size.
It looked term to me.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it was term. I can't tell you that was, but the only thing that upsets me the most is I understand she was scared, and I think her mother had a big dynamic on her, and I understand that. I mean, I think her mother was probably pretty controlling. I don't know that. I'm just speculation. But she gave me no chance to save that baby. I had no chance, and that's not what I do. My job is to save lives, and I had no chance on that baby. She gave me no chance. And we are a facility that you can drop the baby off, no questions asked. You can just leave the baby and go. I don't care, as long as you bring the baby to a safe. We are one of those type of hospitals, so it's hard to fathom what was going on in her mind. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that, and I pray to God I never see it again.
Crazy. No, that was wild. No. So that trial is gonna be wild when it comes out. But the one thing I'm gonna say is, what if the baby wasn't breathing when it came out? Like, if that's the case, then I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what type of defense she'll get. We'll have to see if it's weak or strong, all of that. But until the next one, people, I will see you later. Stay inside. Stay safe. I love y'all. Peace.